It's a little too far, but this is the frame that I have right now for reading. So, Queenie was a blonde and her age stood still, and she danced twice a day in vaudeville. Grey eyes, lips like coals aglow. Her face was a tinted mask of snow. What hips, what shoulders, what a back she had. Her legs were built to drive men mad. What hips, what shoulders, what a back she had. Her legs were built to drive men mad. And she did. She would skid, but sooner or later they bored her. 16 a year was her order. They might be placards, they might be curs, they might be actors, sports, chauffeurs. She never inquired of the men she desired about their social status or wealth. She was only concerned about their health. True, she knew there was little she hadn't been through, and she liked her lovers violent and vicious. Queenie was sexually ambitious. So, now you know. A fascinating woman as they go. She lived at present with a man named Burrs, whose act came on just after hers. A clown of renown, three-sheeted all over town. He was comical as sin, comical as hell. A gesture or grin and the house would yell. Uproarious, he was glorious. So from the front, people in the wings saw him and thought of other things. Coldly, most coldly, many would say them boldly, adding in language without much lace. They'd like to break his goddamned face. Ask why, they might be stuck, they would like to, just for luck. But these were men for the greater part. A woman would offer him up her heart. Throbbing on a platter, he could bite it and it wouldn't matter, as long as he kissed and held her tight and gave her a fairly hectic night. Which he could and would, a man these women understood. Oh yes, Burrs was a charming fellow, brutal with women and proportionately yellow. Once he had been forced into a marriage. Unlucky girl. She had a miscarriage. Pardon me. 2 days later, possibly due to the fact that Burrs beat her with the heel of a shoe. Oh my God, till her lips went blue. For a week, her brother had great fun looking for Burrs with a snub-nosed gun. At the end of which time she began to recover, and Burrs having vanished, the thing blew over. Just a sample, for example, one is probably ample. So this is the beginning of a love story about which it is being said. I just discovered this book in the library and I just read you the chapter 1. You understood what beautiful verse and what a nice love story. It's a jazz age tragedy, they are saying, and it is by Joseph Moncure March. And the drawings are really being applauded by Art Spiegelman. And I would read the introduction later, but I can't stop reading the poem. Studio, bedroom, bath, kitchenette, furnished like a third act passion set. Oriental, sentimental, they owed 2 months on the rental. Pink cushions, blue cushions overlaid with silk, with lace, with gold brocade. These lay propped up on a double bed that was covered with a Far East tapestry spread. Chinese dragons with writhing backs, photographs caught to the wall with tags. Their friends in the profession, celebrities for the impression. So's your old man, Isidore, faithfully Ethel Barrymore. On a Chinese liquor tray there stood a gong with tassels and a brass Buddha, brass candlesticks, orange candles, an artoise with broken handles, out of which came an upthrusting of cherry blossoms that needed dusting. Books, books. My God, you don't understand. They were far too busy living first hand. Books is always second hand living, right? For books. True, on the table there lay a few tattered copies of a magazine, confessional, professional, that talked of their friends on the stage and screen. A Victrola with records, a Victrola record player with records, just went to show Queenie's art on the man 2 floors below. Being a person of little guile, he had lent them to her for just a while. Believe it or not, all this for a smile. A grand piano stood in the corner with the air of a coffin waiting for a mourner. The bath was a horrible giveaway, the floor was dirty, the towels were grey. Cups, saucers, knives, plates, bottles, glasses in various states of vileness fought for precarious space in the jumbled world beneath the basin. The basin top was a temporary home of a corkscrew, scissors, and a brush and comb. In the basin bowl was a Pullman towel, vividly wrought with red streaks from Queenie's perfect lips and cheeks. Behind one faucet, in a stain of rust, spattered with talcum powder and dust, a razor blade had lived for weeks. Beside it was stuck a cigarette stub. And the tub. Oh, never mind the tub. On the doorknob there hung a pair of limp stockings and a brassiere. Two sailed to wear. Off the bedroom, nothing much to be said. It had a bureau, a double bed, with one pillow and white spread, their trunks, boxes, a chair. The walls were white and bare. Only occasional guests slept there. Queenie and Burrs, preferring air, slept with the Chinese dragons instead. Sunday noon, broiling hot, Queenie woke up feeling shot. She lay stretched out on the crumpled bed, naked, slim arms above her head. She stared at the ceiling, she stared at her feet, she stared at the clock, and she cursed